blooms around the purple heather. Will you go, laddie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the purple heather. If my true love will not go, I will surely find wild mountain thyme all around the purple heather. And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around.
When shall we three meet again? In lightning, thunder, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
Till we have the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
I come, Grey Malkin!
Pentecost.
Anon! Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report as seemeth by his plight to revolt the new estate.
Hail, brave friend! Say to the king the knowledge of the broils, thou didst leave it.
MacDonald, the rebel from the Western Isles, showed like a whore, but all too weak. For brave Macbeth with brandished steel, smoking with bloody execution, carved out the passage till he faced the slave, and unseamed him from nave to chuck, and fixed his head on our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
Mark, King of Scotland, Mark, no sooner had justice with valor armed, compelled those skipping kerns to trust their heels, than the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Oh, aye, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare, the lion. If I say sooth, they were as cannons overcharged with double crack, and so they doubly redoubled strokes upon their foes. They meant to bathe in reeking wounds, but I am weak. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack upon our both. The surgeons! Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
Oh, what a haste looks through his eyes.
God save the king!
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway itself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. Point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing its lavish spirit. And to conclude, the victory fell on us!
Huzzah!
Yes! Oh, great happiness!
Nor would we deign him burial of his men till he dispersed $10,000 to the general use.
No more the Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
But he hath lost, the noble Macbeth hath won!
Where has the bed, sister?
Kill its wine!
gone, master of the tiger. But in a sea about thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll be a win.
Oh, that's kind.
And I another.
Oh, I'll train him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid, though his bark cannot be lost. Yet it shall be tempest. Look what I have!
Show me.
Here I have a pilot's law. Wrecked as homeward. A drum, Macbeth doth come. Sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen. How far is it called the Forest? These so withered and wild in their attire. They look not like the inhabitants of the earth, but yet are on it. Live you? Or you aught that man may question? They seem to understand me. Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter.
That's right. Why do you start and seem to fear the things that do sound so fair? Now, in the name of truth, are you fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly you show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction, of noble having and of noble hope that he seems rapt withal, but to me, you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail,
Hail.
hail! Lesser than Macbeth, but greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By Sinel's death I know I am the Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Speak, I charge you. The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished? Into the air. And what had seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. How would they had stayed? Were there such things here as we do speak about, or have we eaten on that insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
Oh, you shall be king. And Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so? To the self-same tune and words. Who's
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. And when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, so thick came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them out before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, and to herald thee in his sights.
And, for a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which edition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true? The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. He was combined with those of Norway, the rebel with hidden help and vantage labored in his country's wrack. Treason's capital confessed and proved have overthrown him.
Glamis, and Thane of Cawdor. Thanks for your pains. Do not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them. 'Tis strange. Oftentimes to win us our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word?
truths are told, this supernatural soliciting, why have they given me earnest of success commencing in a truth? I am the Thane of Cawdor. Why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings, and nothing is but what is not. Chance love me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir. Come what come may, time and the hour run through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Let us toward the king. Till then, enough. Come, friends!
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly, he confessed his treasons, implored your highness' pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman in whom I built an absolute trust. Worthiest cousin, the sin of mine gratitude even now is heavy on me. All's left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast deserved no less, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland. Hey! Whose honor must, not unaccompanied, invest him only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, and guide us further to you.
I shall be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly, take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland? That is a step on which I must fall down, or else or leap. For in my way it lies.
They have met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfect report that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it all, came this from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters had saluted and referred to me, the coming on of time, as all hail king that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose in the dews of rejoicing by being ignorant to what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Clombs thou art in Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. But do I fear thy nature is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way? Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden brown to have thee crowned withal. What are your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who art so would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true, our thing is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, for almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than to make his message.
Well, you're intending he brings great news. The raven himself is horse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits who tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the darkness to cry, hold, hold. Great Glom's word. thee, Cador, greater than both by the all hereafter. Your letter has transported me past this ignorant present, and I feel the future in an instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Your face, my thing, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, be the serpent under it. He that's coming must have preparation for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch.
We shall speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air sweetly and nimbly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
The air is delicate.
See our honored hostess.
All our service in every point done twice, and then double done, against those honors deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house.
Where's the thane of Cador? We coursed him at the heels, and had a purpose to be his purveyor. But he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever.
Yeah. Give me your hand. Guide me to mine host. We love him highly and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well if it were done quickly, but that this blow might be the be-all and the end-all. He's here in double trust, first as I am his kinsman and his subject, then as his host, who should against the murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, and hath been so clear in his great office that his virtues should plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. I have no spur to prick the sides of mine intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself. How now? What news?
He is almost up. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We shall proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions which would be worn in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the whole drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale? Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would?
I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, you were a man, and to be so much more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, pluck my nipple from its boneless gums and dash its brains out, had I so done as you have sworn to this.
If we should fail.
We fail? But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, his two chamberlains will eye with wine, so convinced that memory shall be a fume and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their natures lies as in a death, what cannot you and I put upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his two spongy officers who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children, only, for thy undaunted mettle should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and use their very daggers that they've done it?
Who dares receive each other as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know. How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she strikes at 12.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not rest. Merciful powers restrain me in accursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose.
Who's here? A friend.
What, sir? Not yet dressed? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, and have sent forth a great largess to your offices. All's well. I dreamt last night of the 3 weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest pleasure.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle towards my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight, or art thou a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I have thee yet, in form as palpable as this, which now I draw. It is the bloody business which informs, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not of my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabouts. I go, and it is done, the bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
What hath made them drunk hath made me bold. That which hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace. Was the owl that shrieked the fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night? The doors are open, he is about it. The grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death or nature do contend whether they live or die.
Who's there? What?
Alack! I'm afraid they've awaked and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark! I laid their daggers ready, he could not miss him. If he'd not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband?
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owls shriek and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
Who
lies in the second chamber?
Donnelly.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and another cried, "Murder!" They did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There are 2 lodged together.
One cried, "God bless us," and amen the other. As they'd seen me with these hangman's hands listening their fear, I could not say amen when they did say, "God bless us."
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could not I pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen it stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these wastes, which will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more!" Macbeth doth murder sleep. The innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care. The death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds.
What do you mean?
Great nature's second course, chief nourisher's life's feast. Still it cried, "Sleep no more," to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cador shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
No, was it that thus cried? Why worthy thing you do unbend your noble strength by thinking so brain-sickly of things? Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why have you brought the daggers from their place? They must lie there. Go and smear the sleeping groom with blood.
I'll go no more. I dare not think what I have done. Look upon it again, I will not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the groom's faces with all, for it must seem their guilt.
Who's that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? Oh, they pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red.
Hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is! Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark, more knocking. Retire we to our chamber. Get on your nightgown. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deeds were best not to know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking! I would thou couldst!
Here's a knocking indeed. The man reports of Hell's Gate, he should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Ah, here's a farmer who's hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins enough about you. Feel you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Faith. Here's an equivocator who could swear in both scales against either scale, who's committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, 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 who's there? Oh, here's an English tailor come hither for stealing out a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, 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 never at quiet. What are you? Ah, but this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I should have thought to bring in some of all professions to go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. None. None. I pray you remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed? You do lie so late?
Ah, faith, sir. We were carousing to the second cock, and drink, sir, is the great provoker of three things.
And what three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but takes away the performance. Therefore, drink could be said to be inequivocator with lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It makes him stand to and not stand to. It persuades him and disheartens him. In conclusion, equivocates him in his sleep and, giving him the lie, leaves him.
Did you believe drink gave you the lie last night?
Oh, that it did, sir, in the very throat of me. But I requited him for his lie, and I think being too strong for him, though he did take up my leg some time, I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awakened him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both. Is the king stirring, worthy thing? Not yet. He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know 'tis a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor we delight in, physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly, where we lay the chimneys were
When
swept
that
down,
I
and,
was
as they
and
say,
a little tiny boy, with the hay-ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish
strange lamentings
thing
heard in the
but
air,
was
horrid
a
screams
boy.
of death,
But the rain,
and
it
prophesied
rained
in accents
every
terrible,
day.
of dire combustion and confused events new hatched to the woeful times. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was fever-sent, did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What is it you say? The life?
Mean you, his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with the new Gorgon. Do not make me speak. See and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! Malcolm and Donalbain, Banquo, awake! Shake off this downy sleep that's counterfeit and look on death itself! Up and see the great doom's image! Malcolm and Banquo, shake off this downy sleep to countenance this horror! Ring the bell!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak! Speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo! Banquo, our royal master's murdered!
Alas! What, in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, prithee, contradict thyself and say it is not so. Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant there is nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn. The mere lees has left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and don't know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered. Oh, by whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all bashed with blood. Their knives, too, we found unwiped on their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Yet do repent me of my fury, that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, loyal and neutral, tempered and furious in a moment? No man! The expedition of my violent love outrun them. Pause or reason. Here like Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make his love known?
Look to the lady. Why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here, where our fate hidden auger hole may rush and seize us? Let's away. Our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady. And when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer in exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God, I stand, and against his undivulged pretense, I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I. So all! Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. All to England.
To Ireland I. Our separate fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers and men's smiles. The nearer in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
70 I can remember well. Within the volume of time I've seen hours dreadful and things strange. But this night hath trifled for my knowing.
Good father, thou seest the heavens as trifled with man's act, threatens its bloody stage. By the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the traveling lamp. Is it the night's predominance or the day's shame that living light should shine on the face of the earth, yet darkness entombs it?
'Tis unnatural.
Oh, here comes the good Macduff. How goes the world now, sir?
Why, see you not?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas the day! How good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's 2 sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Gainst nature still! Thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means. Then 'tis most likely the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He's already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Colmakill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you just go?
No, cousin, I'll to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robes sit better than our new.
Farewell, father.
God's benison be with you, and with those that would make good of bad, and friends of foes.
Thou hast it now, King. Cawdor, Glamis, all as the weird women promised. And yet I fear thou hast played most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. Oh, if there comes some truth from them, why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope. Oh, but hush, no more.
Ah, here's our chief guest.
If he had been absent, it's been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
But let your highness command upon me, for which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
I should have else desired your great advice in today's council, but we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better, I must become a borrower of the night, for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed upon England and Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with rather strange invention. But of that tomorrow, where therewithal we shall have cause of state craving us jointly. Hie you to horse. Adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord, our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his own time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we shall keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men, our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares into that dauntless temper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There's none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they gave the name of king upon me, then bade them speak to him. Prophet-like they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown and put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, then for Banquo's issue have I filled my mind. For them, gracious Duncan, have I murdered, put rancors in the vessels of my peace, only for them. Mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seeds of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champions me to the utterance. Who's there? Now go to the door and stay there. Was it not yesterday we last spoke?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then now, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he, in times past, which held you so under fortune. This you thought had been our innocent selves. This I made good to you in our last conversation, passed in probation with you how you were born in hand, how crossed, the instruments that wrought with them, and all things else that might to half a soul and to a notion cray say. Thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us?
I did so, and went further, which is now our second point of meeting. Are you so predominant in your patience of nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospeled to pray for this good man in his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege!
Aye, in the catalogue you go for men. As hounds, greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shows, water-rugs, and demi-wolves are cleft all by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the slow, the swift, the subtle, the hunter, the housekeeper, and everyone according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him closed. Now if you have a station in the file, not in the worst ranks of manhood, say it, and I shall put the business in your bosoms whose execution does take your enemy off.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world hath so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disaster, tugged with misfortune, that I would set my life on any chance to mend it or be rid on it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against the nearest of my life. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sights and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives...
Your spirit shine through you. Within the hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves. Acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight. And something from the palace. Always thought it required a certain clearness. And with him Fleance, his son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace that same fate upon that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight. If it find heaven, may it find out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Naught had, all spent, where our desires got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone Nafsari's fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died upon them they think on? What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint, both the worlds will suffer. Ere we will eat our meals in fear, and sleep in the nightly afflictions of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we to gain peace have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done its worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord. Slink o'er your rugged looks, be bright and jovial for our guests tonight.
So shall I, love. And so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue, unsafe the while that we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, and make our hearts vizards to our faces, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou know'st that Banquo in his Fleance lives. There's comfort yet, they are assailable. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, for thou applaud thy deed. Thou marvelst at my words, yet hold thee still. Things bad begun make themselves strong by ill. So pretty, go with me.
Who would bid thee join with us? Macbeth?
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our office and what we do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west deer glimmers with some streaks of day. Now stirs a latter traveler apace to gain timely in and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
Give us a light here.
Ho!
Then 'tis he, the rest that are within the note of expectation, already at court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually from hence to the palace gate make it their walk.
A light! A light!
'Tis he.
Stand to it!
'Twill be rain tonight.
Let it come down!
Oh,
Oh! Treachery. Yes! Yes! Yeah! Die, Liam! Die! Oh! Oh! Come here, you foolish fool! Yeah! Yeah! Come on!
Who did snuff out the light?
Was it not the way?
There's but one down, the sun is fled.
We lost half the best of our affair.
Well, let's away and say of what is done.
Hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her stay, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all my friends, for my heart speaks. They are welcome.
See, they encounter me with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll stay at the midst. Be large in mirth. Anon we'll drink a measure. There's blood on thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Is he dispatched?
Aye, my lord, the stir is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for flails. If thou didst it, thou art a non-pariah.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, as whole as the marble, as founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I'm cabined, cribbed, bound to our saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my lord, safely ditchy bides with 20 gashes to his head.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature in him that in time venom will breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we shall hear ourselves again.
My good lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold that has often vouched for while 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. We're best to feed at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony, needing were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your majesty.
Here had we now our country's honor root, were the grace person of our Banquo present, who may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
There is a place reserved for you, my good lord.
Ah!
What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
Done what, my lord?
Thou canst not say that I did it! Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, his highness is not well.
Disdain, worthy friends! My lord is thus and often hath been from his youth. Pray you keep still. Upon a moment's notice he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Art you a man?
I, and a bold one. That dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Proper stuff! This is the very painting of your fears. This is the air-drawn dagger which you sent legend to Duncan. Laws and starts, true impostures to fear, would well be a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her granddad. Shame itself! Why do you make these faces?
Prithee, see there, behold, look at. Lo, how say you it? Why? What care I? Thou canst not speak too. Charnel houses and our graves must send back those that be buried. Our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
What quite unmanned folly!
If I stand here, I saw him.
By your shame! My noble lord, your worthy friends do lack you.
Do forget. My most worthy friends, do not muse at me. I have a rather strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, Love and health to all. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the general joy, and to our dear friend Banquo for this. We're here. To all, and to him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt, and quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are nailless! Thy blood is cold! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with!
Think of this, it appears, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasures of time.
What man dare I dare? Approach thou, like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the Hyrcan tiger! Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble! Or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword, if protesting I inhabit, call me the baby of a girl! Hence, horrible shadow! Unreal mockery, hence!
You have displaced the mirth, broken a good meeting with the most admired disorder.
Why, so being gone, I am a man again. Pray, you stay still. Can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud against our special wonder? You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine are blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of you going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
Kind night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning.
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There is not one of them but in his house to keep a servant feed. Tomorrow I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For mine own good all causes shall give way. I have stepped in blood so far that should I wade no more, returning where it's tedious as to go o'er. Strange things I have in head, that will to hand, which they must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack all the season of natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My strange self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
Things have been strangely born of late. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth upon his death, and the right valiant Banquo did walk too late.
Whom you may say Fleance killed, for Fleance fled.
Men must not walk too late.
But who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father?
It did grieve Macbeth. Did he not in pious rage straight the two delinquents tear that were thralls of sleep and slaves of drink? Was not that done nobly?
Aye, and wisely too, for it would have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. And I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, they should find what it were to kill a father. So should Fleance.
But peace. Macduff failed his presence at the feast. I hear he long lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
Malcolm lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes upon his great respect. Thither Macduff is gone to England to pray Edward upon his aid to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward.
Oh, by the help of these may we again sleep our nights free from bloody knives.
All which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperated Macbeth that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute "Sir, not I," Macduff turned his back.
Advise him to take caution, and hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Fly you to the court of England, and unfold that message ere he come, that a swift blessing may return to our suffering country.
I'll take my prayers to him.
First in the charmed pot. Double, double toil and trouble. Fire, burning cauldron bubble.
Fillet of a Philly snake in the cauldron, boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog. Wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind sting. Lizard's leg and howlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hair broth boil and
toil and trouble, fire, burning cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, which is mummy, ma, and milk. Of the raven, salty shock, root of hemlock, ding ding dock. Finger of a strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, and make this gruel thick and slab.
Add thereto a tiger's chaldron for the ingredients of our cauldron. Toil and trouble, fire, burning cauldron bubble.
Cool it with the bamboo's blood, and then the char is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you that by which you profess answer me. Even till destruction sicken answer me to what I ask.
Speak, demand.
Will answer. Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife.
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright. But one word more.
Be bloody, bold, resolute, lad to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff, what need I fear?
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care, who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never be vanquished until to great Burnham Wood, to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid thy tree unfix his earthbound root? Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more!
I will be satisfied. Let me know.
The spirit of Banquo's crown will sear thy eyes!
And another gold-bound brow is like the first, and the third is like the former.
Filthy hags, why do you show me this?
A fourth will the light stretch out to the crook of doom, another yet a seventh.
I'll see no more.
And yet the eighth appears.
Horrible sight. Now I see 'tis true.
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why does Macbeth stand thus amazedly? Come, sister, cheer me up in strides, and give the best of our delight. I'll charm the air to give a sound. How you perform your ranted round. Get this great king may kindly say, our duty did his will to pay.
God. What is your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse. came by.
'Tis 2 or 3, my good lord. They bring word Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my lord.
From this moment, the very first things of my heart shall be the first things of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of Fife I will surprise. Seize upon Macduff, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all other unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool, but no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come bring me where they are.
What had he done to fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch of the poor wren. The most diminutive of birds will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the reason that runs against all wisdom.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. But cruel are the times when we are strangers and do not know ourselves, when we hold ransom for what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea each way and move. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be back again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool, should I stay any longer, 'twould be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. Thou'st never fear the nest, nor the lime, the pitfall, nor the gin.
Well, why should I, mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. And my father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. And how will thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
I can buy me 20 in any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell again.
Thou I speaketh with all thy wit, and yet I faith for wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor?
Aye, that he was.
And what is a traitor?
One that swears and lies.
And be all traitors who do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must all be hanged who swear and lie?
Everyone.
Well, who must hang them?
The honest men.
Well then, the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang them.
Now God help thee, poor monkey. But how will thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If he would not, it were a sign that I shall quickly have a new father.
Poor predator, how thou talkest. What are these faces?
Where's your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shaggy villain!
What's your head? Young boy,
No, please, please, no, please, please.
He has killed me, mother! Run away!
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birthday. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face.
This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul will wear the brows of grace, and grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Why in that rawness left you wife and child, those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking? I pray you, you may be rightly just whatever I shall think.
I would not be the villain that thou thinkst.
Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think this country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted, that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb being compared with my confineless harms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils than top Macbeth.
He is bloody, false, deceitful, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids cannot fill the cistern of my lust, and my desire better Macbeth than such as I to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny, but fear not yet to take upon you what's yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold. Scotland hath willing dames enough that there cannot be this vulture in you to devour so many.
With this there grows a stancherous avarice, that were I king, I should cut off the noble's further lands, desire his jewels, and this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deep. It grows with more pernicious root than summer seeming lust, and it hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear. Scotland hath poisons enough to fill up your wheel of your mere own. All these are portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of Concord into hell. If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. My father was a most sainted king. The noble queen that bore thee, oftener on her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils that thou art pieced upon thyself have banished me from Scotland.
Macduff, this noble passion and integrity hath wiped the black scruples from my soul, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. I pull myself to thy direction and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself, for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn. My first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine and my own country's to command. Here approach old Seward with 10,000 warlike men. Now we'll together, why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more anon.
See who comes here. My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know you. Good God, but time's removed the means that makes us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but those who know nothing can be seen to smile.
A relation too true.
What's the newest grief?
How does my wife?
Well?
And all my children? The tyrant has now battered at their peace. Be not greedy of your speech, how goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings of which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of the many worthy fellows which were out, which was to my belief witnessed the rather for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good Seward and 10,000 men.
Would that I could answer this comfort with the like. But I have words that would be howled out in the desert air, where hearing should not latch them. The main part pertains to you, sir, alone.
Well, if it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever. Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven!
My children, too.
Wife, children, servants, all who could be found.
Must I be from thence? My wife killed too.
As I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children! What? All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, Hellkite, all! All my chicks and their dam at one fell swoop. Dispute it like a man! I shall do so! But I must also feel it as a man. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff! They were all struck for thee! Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine, the slaughter of their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it!
Front to front bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him.
Come, go we to King Edward. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking.
I have 2 nights walked with you and received no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have known her to rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock the closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and then return right again to bed, all the while in a most fast sleep.
Strange perturbation in nature to at once receive the benefits of sleep, but do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, aside from her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You mean to me?
Neither you nor anyone having witnessed confirm my speech. Will you, this is her very guise, upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense are shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
This is an accustomed action of hers to seem thus washing her hands. I've known it to continue in this for 1/4 of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks.
Oh, damn spot, I say! 1, 2, why then 'tis time to do it. What need we fears when none can call our power to account? Who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
Thane of fife, had a wife. Where is she now? But will these hands ne'er be clean? No more that, my lord, no more that, you mar all with distarting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoken what she should not, I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand.
The sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole being.
Well.
Pray God be it, sir, this disease is beyond me. Yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep and who have died wholly in their beds.
Wash your hands. Get on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out on's the grave.
Even so?
To bed. To bed. I hear knocking. Come. Take my hand. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds, their death pills will discharge their secrets.
Much more she need the divine as a physician. God, God, forgive us all. Watch out for her. Remove her from means of all annoyances, and still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind thinks she has made it, and amazed by sight, I think that I dare not stay.
Good night, good lady. The English power draws near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenge is burn in them, bleeding in grim alarm.
Near Burnham Wood shall we well meet them. That way are they coming?
Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is Seward's son, and many unrough youths that even now protest their first of manhood.
What does the tyrant, Macbeth?
Great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Some say he is mad, others who lesser hate him do call it valiant fury.
Now does he feel his secret murders sticking on his hands? Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe on a dwarfish thief?
Well, march we on to give obedience where 'tis truly owed, and with him pour we in our country's purge every drop of us.
Or so much as it needs to do the sovereign flower and drop the wheat. Make we our march toward Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. I cannot take the field till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane. What was the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The mortal spirits that know all consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth, for no man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false things, and mingle with the English epicures. Devil damn thee soul black, where gotst thou that look?
There is 10,000 geese, villain. Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldiers, Patch? Death of thy soul! Those leaden cheeks of thine are counselors to fear! What soldiers, whiteface?
The English force, so please you.
Go take thy face hence. Seaton! I am sick at heart when I behold. Seaton, I say! This push will cheer me ever, or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. Seaton!
Well, what is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, as what was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me my armor. How does your patient?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled by thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind deceased?
There the patient must minister unto himself.
Throw physic to the dogs. I'll none of it. Come, give me my armor and my staff. Seaton, send them. The thanes fly from me. Come, dispatch. If thou couldst cast the water of my land, find her disease and purge it to a sound of pristine health, I should applaud thee to the very echo that will applaud thee again.
Aye, my good lord.
I am not afraid of death and bane till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubt nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our hosts and make discovery ere in report of us.
It shall be done.
The tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane and will endure our sitting down before it.
'Tis his main hope.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches. Advance the war!
Hang our banners on the outward walls. Our castle strength will laugh the siege to scorn. There we will let them lie till famine eat them up. We will beat them backward home. What is that noise?
Was the cry of a woman, my good lord?
I have almost forgot the taste of fear. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek. I have supped full with horrors. Direness familiar to my once slaughterous thoughts cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead!
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day until the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out. Out! brief candle. Life is but a poor player, a walking shadow that struts, frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Now come, use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say,
sir. As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath, but not be so. Within this 3 mile may you see it coming. I say a moving grove.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree thou shalt hang alive, till famine cling thee. Fear not till Burnham wood do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes towards Dunsinane. Arm! Arm about! If this which he avouches does appear, there is no 5 heads Stroctarian here. I get to be wary of the sun in which the estate of the world were to be undone. Ring the alarm bell. Blow wind, come rack. At least we'll die with harness upon our back.
Now near enough. Your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall, with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and I shall take upon us what else remains to do according to our order.
Fare you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make our trumpets speak. Give them breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly.
What is thy name?
Thou still be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth!
The devil himself cannot produce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, O horrid tyrant! With my sword open with the lie thou speaks!
Thou wast born of woman. Yet swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by man, that's of a woman's born.
That way the noise is. Tyrant, show thy face! If thou be slain with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not!
This way, my lord. The castle's rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day itself almost professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? While I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound! Turn!
Of all men else, I have avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul is much too charged with the blood of thine.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. The bloodier villain than terms can thee give out.
Thou lostest labor. Let fall thy blade upon vulnerable crest. For I bear a charmed life, one which must not yield to those of a woman's born.
To spare thy charm, and let the angel that thou hast still served tell thee that Macbeth was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield, coward, and live to be the slave and gaze at the time. We'll have thee as our rare monsters are, painted upon a pole, and under right here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would be come to Dunsinane, and thou oppose being of no woman's born, yet I will try the last. Before my body, I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damn be him that first cries, hold, enough.
Should the friends we missed were safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet by these I see so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, is dead. He had only lived but till he was a man, the no sooner of which had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station which he fought, but like a man he died.
And he is dead?
Aye, and taken off the field. Let not your sorrow be measured by his worth, for it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Why then a soldier be he? Had I as many sons as I have hairs, I could not wish them to a fairer death.
He's worth more sorrow than that I'll spend for him.
It's worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score, so God be with him. Here's to newer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, the usurper's cursed head. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor name. What's more to do, which will be planted newly with the time, as calling home our exiled friends from abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and this fiend-like weed. This and what needful else we shall perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all, and to each whom we invite to see us crowned and stone.
a deity to inform you of one beauty.